I've hit the start recording button,
Me too.
which
We're gonna wait.
indicates that I've started recording.
Good. We're gonna wait for you to stop chewing because you. You have
Sorry,
bad fucking habit, boy.
Yeah, we're putting it away. We're putting
Good
it away.
man.
The chips
Good
are
man.
these stale tortilla chips are gone.
Nice. Good.
I weirdly like stale chips.
What?
All right, do you want to just go into it here?
That's a hot take. I hate stale chips.
Welcome to the Objectively Bad Podcast, everyone. That's right. I'm coming in with a hot take. I like chips that are stale, for the most part.
Why?
Well, okay, so I mean, I like chips how they normally are.
Good.
Like, it's not like I prefer stale chips. I kind of like them though. I don't know what it is. Like stale tortilla chips, good stuff.
Like I don't. The thing is, I don't know how stale you're talking. There's levels to it, obviously.
True.
So it's
I don't know.
difficult for me
I
to
feel like I've
imagine.
had pretty stale stuff, so I was like, this is fine. It's like the quality, the taste changes, but I feel like the chip is still inherently fine.
I honestly feel like it's the other way around. I feel like the taste is usually similar because you have like powder on the chips, but the texture is fucked.
I think that I will say I am specifically thinking tortilla chips. The texture doesn't change.
Are you thinking Doritos or like other ones?
No, like tortilla chips. You
Like-
know what a tortilla is?
Yeah, but when I think tortilla chips, I think Doritos straight away because it's like a popular type of chip that's it's
Like
similar vein.
Doritos that are. I guess they are. I guess they are corn chips.
I know what you mean.
No,
you mean
just like
more
plain tortilla chips.
proper like plain ones. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I guess
I don't know
because
why
they're-
my brain's like Doritos a different thing.
I guess with them it makes more sense because they're usually like quite thin, aren't they? And like just like crackly. So I guess maybe it wouldn't change that much. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
Because
feel like the
when I
thicker chip
think
doesn't
when I think
change.
stale Doritos, they don't hit the same. To be
I don't know
honest,
if I've had a stale Dorito. See, the thing is, I feel like I'd be okay with it. It's just
you
'cause
probably
I like
would.
'em-
You sicko.
I like them stale. I'm a sicko. What do you want? What,
Well, the thing is, if you
if this
like-
is my worst thing,
yeah, true. I have a very bad habit of like because like you obviously buy like a big bag of chips. No one's buying small
of
bags
course.
of chips at our age. And I have a very bad habit of, but this goes for a lot of food, to be honest. If I open something, I won't stop until I finish it a lot of the time. So like whether
oh
it's
god, dude, I'm
whether
horrible at that.
whether it's that's maybe like a bar of chocolate, a tub of ice cream, I
Yeah.
just keep going. I hate putting
I-
things back. So like,
Uh-huh.
but the thing is, with a bag of chips, sometimes I'll get too full, so I'll leave like a few at the bottom sometimes, and then I'll just never eat it and just forget about it, and then I'll go back and I'll be like, I feel like a Dorito. It's like 4 days later, and it's stale as fuck, and I regret everything.
I'd still eat that Dorito.
Of
And I'd
course.
probably enjoy it. I have the same issue, especially with like ice cream. I feel like you either have to give me definitively one serving or you got to give me like 8 servings. Mm-hmm. Because like, look, if I have a big tub of ice cream, I'm not eating all of it. I have some amount
Yeah,
of
of
self-control. But like those Ben and Jerry ones
Yep.
that are like probably 3 servings. Look, if the day is bad enough, I'm down in that motherfucker.
Same on it. Like if you give me the
yeah.
like a one with like the cookie dough, the chocolate, like the what are they called? It's like the a specific one that's like has like all the different flavors in one. It's like I can't remember what it's called. It's a good Ben and Jerry's flavor. It's called something. You probably know what it is. It has chocolate chips, has cookie dough, has vanilla ice cream, chocolate ice cream, fudge.
Honestly, I mean, that sounds fucking delicious. I
It's
have
great.
No idea.
I can easily down like a whole one of them in a sitting if I'm feeling real naughty, which often I am. And it's
Yeah,
bad.
you are, Dan.
Because I am somewhat lactose intolerant, so the next day is always regretful.
I'm lactose intolerant enough that I'm like, I don't know, ice cream doesn't really get me a whole lot. It's like cheese and milk that gets me more.
Vanilla ice cream does get me. I've started to take like lactose tablets before I have it. So you're
I
supposed to
should
have
try at some
you're
point.
supposed to have 2, but if I know I'm gonna eat a whole tub, I'll down like 4 tablets and just go to
Nice.
town. It works. It works surprisingly well, to be honest.
There you go.
So I'll take it. I'm very happy with that.
Good to know. I don't know. Ice cream doesn't fuck with my lactose.
Interesting.
Cheese and like milk definitely does. I love my sister's cooking. She cooks very differently from me. She puts way more dairy in it, and I was hanging out with my family for a couple days, and she was cooking dinner every day. And oh my god, that shit was creamy. It was so good. And then an hour later, I was blowing up.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of the cream. that often. Obviously, you know, I hate
No?
milk with a passion. Can't
Sure.
stand the fucking thing.
I'm thinking like a creamy pasta sauce.
Yeah, even that. Like, I don't know. I think because I hate milk so much, if it gets too
Fair.
creamy to a point I can taste it, and then I just can't stand it. It's
I
very
get
rare,
that.
but like I can get there sometimes. But like yeah.
Yeah. I have the best way to get yourself to never eat fettuccine alfredo again is to make it yourself, cuz dear
Okay.
lord, it is so much butter.
Oh yeah.
Like I made it. It's like a stick of butter.
I feel like
and
I've
then
seen
just
people
a
make it,
ton
and
of
it's
cream.
just ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably make it less so. I think actually the more classic, like Italian way. I think I saw a video where he's like, "Stop putting all this stuff in it. Stop putting all this butter." It's like a little bit of whipping cream, a little bit. Like it's way less, but like an American like fettuccine alfredo, that thing's just milk and cheese.
I think my idea of what cooking is has been skewed by TikTok in a serious way. I think I've shown you before, like those TikTok videos of like housewives who think they know how to make cool dishes and just make the most horrendous pile of dog shit you've ever seen in your entire life.
They just
like-
throw a bunch of things into like
Yeah.
a tin like pan and just throw it in the oven.
Yep. Like they'll forget the concept of if you put things inside of stuff, usually the stuff inside needs longer to heat up or like won't get mixed in or something if it's layers.
Yeah.
And they just forget about that basic fact of like walls, surfaces, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it comes out and it's just brown slop with like uncooked noodles in the middle. Like the one
Average
I see,
English food.
I love English food. Fuck you. Well, no, I love Australian food that's derived from English food. English food's weirder because they have like mushy peas and shit, which is
Gross.
garbage. But like the most common like
It is.
one I see is you've probably seen it is like they'll get like raw pasta like strands and they'll wrap it in ground beef and cook it like that and expect it to work for some reason.
Horrible. Go to jail.
Bro, they'll put raw pasta in meat, put it on a baking tray and just cook it in the oven expecting it to work.
Awful.
Like no water. The pasta's not gonna do anything. Yeah, I know. The pasta's not gonna turn it's just a stick. And they expect it to be a nice Sunday meal for their kids. What are you
Awful.
doing?
Straight to jail.
Yeah. The other worst one I've seen, which it became a trend for some reason at some point, was making baked potatoes out of potato chips.
Just make a baked potato.
You would think buying an actual potato and mashing it would be 1, cheaper, and 2, easier, and 3, more tasteful.
It is both of those things. Yeah,
But
it's all of them.
instead they buy like a family-sized bag of Lay's or some shit. And they crush that up and start adding water into the bag while boiling it at the same time. And it turns into
Why?
this weird concoction that's kind of like mashed potatoes, but not really.
Oh, just buy mashed potatoes. Or potatoes and mash it. Or, if you're lazy, get the fucking instant potatoes. You ever had those?
No, I haven't, but I'm sure they'd be better than whatever the fuck they're making.
They are better than whatever the fuck that is. They're very... They got me through college. It's like powdered potatoes, and you boil water, and then you throw it in the water, and you're done. It's like 2 minutes. It's
Alright.
beautiful. It's not like the best mashed potato ever, but you know,
I'll
it's
take
what I get for a
I'll
dollar.
take if I can eat food efficiently and cook efficiently, I'll happily eat like 6 out of 10 meals. I could not give less of a shit.
10 out of 10 meals are so much work. Like I like making a 10 out of 10 meal every once in a while if it's like an occasion, but I'm not doing that
Yeah, no, it's
because a
too
lot
much
of time it's a
effort.
lot of work.
Also,
I'm
for
just
me,
cooking for myself.
if I want a 10 out of 10 meal, I'll order my favorite meal on like Uber Eats. That's good enough for me. Like it's
True.
just easier. Like I started cooking I had 2 days a while ago where I was cooking pancakes for the first time in a while because I was craving them
Nice.
one day.
Nice.
So when I was at my old apartment, I had a
Mm.
electric stove, and this one I have a
Oh.
gas stove, and I am not very
yeah.
used to the temperature differences between them. So I was
Mm-hmm.
burning butter. I didn't burn the
Yeah.
pancakes too much, but like
That's
it was
good.
very difficult to get the timing right. So they'd look done, but they'd still be doughy on the inside. I was having a rough day, and I think my pan. I've had this pan for like 4 years at this point. It's
Okay.
supposed to be non-stick. it's not non-stick anymore. So it was
Yeah.
it was a bit of a
Put
nightmare.
some butter on that thing.
I
Put
did.
some butter on the bottom. Oh.
No, I did,
Still
but
didn't work?
the first time it burned off completely, so I had to stop the process, clean the pan, and start again. And
How
then,
hot was that pan? You gotta
What?
turn that sucker down.
well, I didn't think it was that hot. I had it on like lower than medium, but apparently flames go crazy, so I
They
had to
can do
turn
that,
it down.
Yeah.
No, I did use butter. Sometimes I'd put too much, and then the butter would start like boiling, like
Yeah.
in different like. I'll get used to it. It's just when you're used to an electric stove, which like raises its temperature very slowly
Mm.
compared to fire, it's a very difficult process to adapt to. But I'm getting there.
Yeah. One thing, a little tip for you, because I
Alright.
do make pancakes every
Enlighten
once in
me.
a while. Get your pan up to the heat you need it to be. You can test this by pouring like just a little bit of water on the pan,
Yep.
and if it like pretty much immediately boils, you're good to go. Like it should kind of bead like a little bit.
Yeah.
But it should pretty much like boil. And then you're good. Cause I have the issue of I tend to either way too quickly heat up my pan or not quickly enough and I pour it all on and it doesn't start cooking whatsoever. Get that pan up to heat and then add butter and then let the butter melt and then throw on your pancake mix.
Yeah. I also think the butter I have is a bit shit for cooking. I feel like it's closer to margarine in some ways. So I might need to look for like
Interesting.
better butter to cook with. Like you can buy the
just-
butter
I
that's
just-
just like in wrapping and you can just like slice it off. I have like the
Yeah,
tub
that's
butter,
what I do.
which is a bit more annoying to use. But yeah, I'll get that. I might need to get a new pan as well though, because my one's a bit old and
I mean, if it's a
worn
bit
out.
shit, yeah, get a new pan.
Yeah, it's a bit shit. I want to start making protein pancakes though, as we were talking about
Ooh.
before. Cole getting more protein
Oh
in,
yeah.
so that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Give them a
Yeah,
shot.
I've been eating red lentil pasta recently. It's great. It's like basically the same thing as normal pasta. If you ate it with no sauce, like yeah, it's like not as good, but also just put sauce with it. If you're really lazy, just buy a jar of sauce. I cook it a bit more. I throw in like ground beef. I make a bolognese. Ground beef and then some veggies. And I still buy a jar of sauce because I'm lazy. I'm already cooking 2 things. I don't need to cook a 3rd thing. Then I add my own seasoning to the sauce. But yeah, red lentil pasta, it's great. It's like, I think I saw it was like 25 grams of protein per serving. And I probably eat more than their recommended serving. Plus ground beef. Plus I put in a little bit of yogurt today to make it creamy. It was good.
Love it. Do you use yogurt that has protein content in it or not really?
Yeah. Low fat Greek yogurt.
Okay, good. That's what I was wondering.
It was, I don't remember how much it was.
Oh no, I tried
good
Greek.
amount.
I tried Greek yogurt at one point a while ago, and I did not like it. Obviously, you had it mixed in.
So here's the deal. Don't ever eat Greek. I mean, you can. Don't ever eat Greek yogurt on its own.
Like I had it with.
Add shit
I had
to
it.
it.
I want to say I had it like a year and a half ago. I made banana pancakes with Greek
Ooh.
yogurt and like syrup and fruit, and
Okay.
I just the yogurt just
bit
didn't do it for
tart.
me.
It's a bit
Yeah,
tart
that's
of a
the
flavor.
reason why.
So I like to eat yogurt for breakfast because it's like a good breakfast and healthy and whatever. I put either like some sort of oats with it that are also kind of high in protein, and then I do honey just because it tastes good. I do that. You can know berries with it.
Yeah, I'm a very sweet tooth person, so like any like fruity stuff is.
Fruit,
go-to.
yeah, fruit will go well with it. Honey is good because it's basically sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't ever eat Greek yogurt on its own. It ain't it.
Yeah, I made that mistake. Who knows? We might
I
be
think I
offending the
also-
Greeks here. Who knows? I don't know.
I mean, it's not bad. It's better with things. I also get Greek yogurt that they usually throw a little bit of fruit in there. Like I get Chobani, I think. Yeah, I get Chobani with like
Right.
or like
okay,
strawberry banana. Where it's like it's Greek yogurt. They just also throw some like I think some like fruit. Maybe, I don't actually know what they throw in there. They throw some fruit in there. It's like a little bit.
Mm.
It's pretty
Very
good.
lovely.
Yeah.
I did actually write down. Well, I wrote down 2 things. One of them I probably didn't
Oh.
need to because it's pretty rememberable. So in Melbourne today. It is the 24th as of recording
yeah.
this of March, and the F1 Grand Prix is going on like outside my house. I can see it from my place.
Awesome.
And it's kind of loud. Luckily, it's early in the morning recording this, so hopefully the cars won't be in the fucking background of this audio recording. But it is going on today. I don't know anything about F1, but I know there's a lot of fucking people here, and it is busy. I walk around, like, the place where it's taking place is a park called Albert Park. I like walking around there sometimes. It's closed off at the moment, obviously. And I walked around the outskirts of it yesterday, and fuck, there's so many people. It surprised me. And then you also have a bunch of stuff, even like down the streets near it, you have like stalls and like F1 like racing flags tied up in places. And then on the Melbourne River, which is like a 20-minute walk from the actual race location, and they had like this whole strip of like stalls set up from the different car brands, and they had like a bunch of display cars as well. They had a really nice McLaren there. I don't know what model it was. They had a Ferrari, I think. They had like a really nice Bentley. And it's quite cool. Like, I'm not like the biggest car person, but walking past it's quite sick, honestly.
Cool car is still a cool car.
Yeah, exactly. I ain't gonna complain. So, but I'm interested to see, because I think the past few days, I don't know what they were doing, if it was like test laps or other races they had on, but like they were doing races the past couple of days, and it was pretty loud from here. But I'm interested to see when the actual like Grand Prix is on, how loud it's going to be for my room.
Yeah. So I can correct you on some things, because I know a little bit about F1. Okay. My college roommate was and is still a big F1 fan.
Right.
So I believe what they typically do is Friday they're doing test laps.
Okay.
Just to figure out the course. Saturday they do qualifying, which just sees what place they start in. And then Sunday it's the actual race.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah. So they have a couple days to kind of figure. They have one day to figure it out, one day to qualify, and then the actual day of the race.
Okay.
And if you know anything about F1, or if anyone here knows anything about F1, Max Verstappen qualified first. Fucking surprise!
Whoa! Who would have guessed?
Wow! I don't know that much about F1, but boy howdy, I know that it's just Max Verstappen.
Yeah, all I hear is that people that watch it now just kind of forget Max exists and just watch the other races because it's not interesting if they if you want if you're watching a race and you're like, oh, I wonder who's going to come first. You know who's going to come first. You just worry about the other races. Yeah.
Which is funny because it's like a relatively new, like it happened last year and this year. I think the year before Max and Verstappen and Hamilton were like the two guys, and they went like neck and neck. Last year, Mercedes made a shit car for Hamilton, and he just couldn't do anything. And so then all of a sudden, Max Verstappen's like, I have no competition, and just cruise through.
So and I think he's still doing just a combination of like ridiculous skill and the good car between them.
Yeah, I mean, it's partially money. It's a thing of like, if you get a shit car.
I think that's one of the things. I don't watch F1. I haven't watched like the Netflix doc or whatever. But from the outside perspective, that's one thing about F1 that I think completely makes me uninterested in it, is the fact that if you're with a bad company, you just have like no chance because you don't get a good car. I feel like it should rely on driver skill. I feel like they should have the same vehicle, the same model.
It's always an interesting debate of like, if you put everyone in the same car, now maybe the car is slightly adjusted for like their height and physique and all that kind of thing. But it's basically the same car. Who would win? It's always a great question. I always think it's interesting.
Me too.
To be fair,
I'm sure
Max Verstappen would probably still win.
Yeah, it probably still, but it would be closer. It would be more interesting at least.
Yeah.
It's like the equivalent of like in football, Messi and Ronaldo, or maybe not anymore, they're old, like Neymar and Mbappe, or not even Neymar, and Mbappe and Haaland got like specialized made boots that made them faster and shoot harder. Like, that's just not fair.
Yeah.
I know I'm probably a fucking annoying F1 fans, but from an outside ignorant perspective, that's what it
my
feels
buddy
like
will
to
tell
me.
me how wrong we are.
Yeah.
On whatever this comes out.
But like, it just seems when it's I feel like when you're playing a sport, I feel like the equipment should be a thing that like is nice and can tailor to you a little bit. Like in football, you have some boots that can make a slight difference in some aspects, but like at the end of the day, it's like a 5% difference. It shouldn't be like a 50% difference in your performance. It's kind of insane.
I will say, obviously, like the skill of the driver definitely comes down to it because there's a lot of very quick decision making. However, I think the comparison you can make to football here is, yeah, they have all the same technology. Some teams have a lot more money than other teams.
Sure. You have to
City
remember,
can just buy whoever the fuck they want, and that I guess that kind of equates to like City pretty much wins most years.
Sure.
It's gonna be interesting this year.
I guess it's a bit different because it's an individual sport versus a team sport.
Yeah. It's also interesting.
Maybe like tennis would be a better thing to like equate
make
it
a
to.
comparison. If there's a racket that was just better.
Yeah, had the rockets in the back. Made you fucking spike it.
Just like little mini rockets. You're just like, whoa.
It's like Mario Tennis.
Oh yeah. That's a fun game. Yeah, it's a weird thing thinking of like, let's say you're a kid and you're like, this is the sport I want to do. If you want to do F1, you're one of 20 people. Like, it's an insanely low amount.
That is ridiculous, yeah.
Versus like soccer, there's hundreds of probably thousands of teams where you can make probably a full wage on.
Like, I don't know if we'd be able to make a living, but like by law, I reckon me and you could easily go pro in like some random island nation if we really wanted to, because there's just no people there.
If we train and everything,
I reckon I could start for American Samoa, like
the country or their own or like a local team.
Their teams. Or if I moved there, integrated with the culture, had a family, got citizenship, I reckon I could start for them.
I think they are notoriously like not good.
Yeah, they lost 31-0 to Australia like ages ago.
It's pretty bad.
And like I think they're not the lowest rated anymore. I think San Marino is. Speaking of San Marino, we could start for San Marino, come on. True. But yeah, that is interesting.
Then that one fan account would tweet about us.
They would.
There's a Twitter account that I don't even know if I follow. I think I just see them. And they'll just tweet, they're like, yeah, we lost again.
Yep.
And then every once in a while, they're like, we scored a fucking goal. It's been like 2 years, but we did it. Yeah. And it's like, oh, man. Like, I gotta love the passion.
Oh, no, it's great. I saw them get a draw at one point. They celebrated like they won the World Cup final.
As they should. I love that.
Speaking about football, topical news lately.
Oh,
England have changed their kit.
Oh, my God.
England put a different cross on the back of their kit, and people are losing their fucking minds.
It's devil worship. It's Satanism. It's stupid. It's really stupid. There's no reason to be mad.
You might know. I tried to look into it, but I'm confused. So, like, the England national team, you have the English flag, which is the white background with the red cross. Not to be confused with the British flag, which is different. And they usually have that on the back of their football kits, on like the neck part here. Recently, they've changed it to a flag that's like dark blue with like purple, blue, and other colors.
Yeah.
What the fuck does it mean?
Okay.
I tried to look into it. I don't know what it means.
I've done some digging. Nike. So first of all, to get some context, Nike put out this for the 2024 Euros, the England national team. It'll be for I think the men's, women's, and their para team. Yeah. For the Euro 2024 for England, it's like, first of all, it's like a tiny little like on the collar.
It's like 5 centimeters big.
It's like this big. It's tiny.
It's nothing.
Nike was like, we just wanted to like shake it up and change some things. Like, it happens. Like, I think it's St. George's Cross.
Yeah.
This is not the first time that this has happened, and it's the first time that anyone gives a shit for some reason. Essentially, I'm trying to look up what it looks like just to get a little image here.
Because I saw
when you Google St. George's Cross, you'll see it pretty quickly.
Because I saw
the actual one.
Yeah, like the actual one's like red and white. But I saw on TikTok people reacting to it. I saw this one account come up. The first thing he says about it is like, what was he saying? He's basically making it out to be like he was like, these woke football politicians making our shirt gay. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
First of all,
what's happening?
Football generally super homophobic.
bunch of guys touching each other for 90 minutes.
Like,
trying to
well,
put
no,
their balls
I
in
mean
each-
that. No, like the community is pretty relatively homophobic,
yeah.
generally speaking. There's initiatives that people are trying to put forth where they're like, trying to do things for Pride. We're all here for it. Here's the deal. I looked into it. It's not a Pride flag.
I didn't think so because
It's not.
At first, I saw someone on Twitter like equivalating it to like a trans flag or something. I'm like, it doesn't. I don't
it's
think
not.
it is. It's just colors.
It's not. The closest it could be is the bisexual flag, and it's also not because I think
No.
the bi flag is like
It's purple, white,
blue,
black,
purple,
isn't it?
pink.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different one then.
Uh,
I need to search up. Where's the list
bi
of the flags?
Yeah, it's like a blue, purple, and pink.
What was I thinking of?
Oh, there's a lot of flags. out
I
there.
was thinking of. I think gender fluid. It's like pink, white, purple, black, blue. Oh no, I'm thinking of asexual. Oh, well, that and asexual.
Oh, yeah, you are thinking of
asexual was black, gray, white,
Mm.
pink, and the new like flag at the back is like it's like dark blue background with like blue, purple, and like black tones on the cross. I think.
Yeah, it's like two different blues and a purple on the horizontal cross, and then it's three different shades of red on the vertical part of the cross. It's nothing. It's not important whatsoever. It's not woke. It's not
No.
a pride flag. So I looked into it. Nike put out a statement. They're like, "We didn't think this would get a whole lot of flack. We're sorry. However, it's an homage to the 1966 English team that won. The only team that won. It's an homage to their training kits or something like that. We're not taking this down. It's fine. You're fine. It's whatever."
So you're
that's-
telling me all this
paraphrased.
time English fans want the World Cup or the Euros to come home. They're so desperately in need for them to win a trophy, and they make a kit that is a memorabilic piece to their wonderful '66 World Cup winning side, and they're like, nah, fuck that gay shit. What are they? What? I don't get it. What are they complaining about? Have you seen?
Dude, the worst
have
part
you
is
seen-
it's like important politicians
yeah, I know it's nuts.
in the UK. It's not random. It's not like some random news outlet that's pissed. It's like people that run that country,
yeah,
and
I
it's
think
on all sides.
I think Sunak, who's the Prime Minister
Yeah.
of England, says don't mess with the England football kit. I'm like,
bro.
I did see though. I saw like a TikTok as well. I don't know if you've seen it on like Reels or something of a guy basically walking up to like older gentlemen asking what they think of the new flag, and they're all just like extremely angry. Like they're just all
Oh yeah,
pissed off.
yeah, that makes sense.
I'm like, I'm fine with people being like a bit patriotic here and there, but this is ridiculous.
sure. It's also so I've looked into it. They've done this before where they've like changed it a little bit. Maybe not to the degree that they've done, but like they had one kit where they had a bunch of little tiny crosses and they were all in different colors. No one said anything about that back then.
No.
It's wild. This has unified. This is like the only thing that all of the parties in England have agreed on. Not starvation, not poverty, killing, crime, nothing like that. Nothing important that politicians should be working on. They're mad about a little bit of color.
Yep. It does seem to be a trend recently of politicians agreeing over stupid things and not important things. Speaking of, TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Gotta get banned, baby.
Oh yeah.
What,
It's going
like-
down.
I didn't realize how fast the law, like it was actually progressing. Like it's like the first time America's ever done a law this fucking quickly. It's insane.
Stupid.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know everything behind it. There might be some amount of legitimacy. I think they're like, well, they're taking your data. Well, fucking everyone's taking our data.
I never
What
got
data
that.
is there that I have that someone gives a shit about?
Yeah.
Oh, I like guitars. I'm gonna start giving you Fender ads.
Yeah, I'm sure like
What do you fucking do? I don't
I'm
care.
sure a computer scientist specializing in security or something could give me a proper answer as to why
Sure.
taking data is bad. But to me, I couldn't give less of a shit. You're taking my data so you can personalize ads to me? Great. I'll probably buy the stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Like, there's people that act like they're gonna take so much information from you. That's like, what information do you have? You're not.
You already
Do it, like,
they also already have
If you're
everything.
like, if you're like part of a drug cartel, then maybe I'd be sitting here like, you know what, I actually don't like this.
Yeah.
Because you might have some interesting information. But if you're just some random ass like 50-year-old woman sitting at home
Who cares, man?
scrolling on Facebook, who cares?
Like,
You don't have anything interesting about you.
I'd understand the concern more, and maybe this is their concern in America, that like the app's literally spying on you. But I think there's a big distinction between spying on you and just like taking data for like ads. There's a very big distinction, and also
Yeah.
a lot of information that people would want to steal by spying on you, aka like address, bank accounts and stuff. Your government already knows all that shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's like the whole thing where people say like, "Oh, I don't want something in my brain because they're gonna track where I'm going." You have a phone on you, you fucking idiot. They know where you are.
Yeah.
If a government wants to find you and you're not like completely off the map, they can find you. You trust
Could
me.
probably find you. It's
They have.
probably
If you have
doable.
if you have any type of card signed up to anything, if you have a phone, if you live somewhere, they can find
Yeah.
you.
But who's gonna find you unless you've done? Even if you've done like minor petty crimes,
Yeah, like
they're not like. This is like you're a serial killer, and then they're like, maybe let's start tracking this guy.
yeah. If you're like an
It's
average
the
Joe,
average everyday person.
you stole a chocolate bar on Tuesday by accident, no one's gonna give a fuck. No one's tracking you down.
You're fine.
Like, I've stolen a few items by accident here and there, and I'm just like,
Sure, yeah, you grab it and you like put it somewhere and you forget about it.
yeah,
It happens.
like I stole like a $2 lanyard like my first year
Lock
in
'em
uni,
up.
and I was like,
You heard that Australian government.
I was like,
lock
oh.
them up.
rip. Oh
I
well.
think I have like a rag from work.
Mm.
Lock me up. I mean, I could return it. It's just sitting in my backpack.
Yeah, you also work there. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, I guess it's true. They also go through so many rags. Yeah, the whole privacy thing. Like, I get it. Like, the idea of privacy is nice, but also it's almost the abundance of information on the internet of billions of people almost makes your information private because someone has to actively look for it. And
Exactly, yeah.
The other thing is the average person can't figure it out.
No, and also
It's like big companies
When you
that use
think
it to sell you ads.
when you think about it, the difference in privacy levels between now and like a few hundred years ago, or even like people that live in like small towns of like 100 people, is about the same. Because in a small town, everyone gossips and everyone knows everything about each other. It's
Yeah.
going to be about the same level as like what the internet is now. Of course, the concern is the internet is everyone on fucking Earth, not just 100 people.
Yeah.
But like,
You gotta really go digging.
Yeah.
It's also, if you don't personally put your information on the internet, it's hard to get it. Like, I don't know anything about any of my neighbors. I don't
No.
know how I would start.
Exactly,
If I
yeah.
got like their full name and maybe more information, I could do some like really basic like Instagram stalking. But again, that's information you've put out there. It's not
Exactly.
like I can find your social security or I can figure out all your passwords. Like any reputable app or like website, if you give them a password, you're gonna be fine.
yeah, like I enjoy the occasional stalk of people I used to know in high school or like in primary
Sure, it's
school or something.
interesting.
And like,
Yeah.
I'm no like fucking hacker or security specialist, but like the most you can really do is type their name into Google, see if anything comes up, and type their name into like Facebook
Yeah.
and Instagram and see if
Yeah.
anything comes up. If you're lucky that they've done like some cool stuff in their life, where they have like a LinkedIn page that's high in search results. If they have a unique name, that is. If someone has a basic name, like I have a pretty basic name, you're not going to find
Yeah.
me. It's very difficult to
No.
find me by searching me up. Like you can search my YouTube
look-
channel and you find me, but if you search my real name, which I'm not gonna fucking say,
Sure.
I don't come up like at all. At least I don't think I do. So like unless you have a really unique name as well, it's gonna
Yeah,
be
you
very
don't come
difficult to
up.
find. Even on Facebook, if you search my name in Facebook, 'cause I've added people on Facebook before. In Australia, we still use it. Don't judge me. I'm not 50.
I looked up your name. Bunch of white guys.
Exactly. If you search up my name on Facebook, I'm not even on like the first page. So, like whenever I want to add someone, I'm like, just tell me your name. It's not worth going through the fucking hassle. Trust me. Like,
Yeah.
I can't imagine what people that are actually named like John Smith have to go through. It must be awful.
Right. Oh god, you look up John Smith, you're never gonna find them.
No. You might as well
I
be
mean, I
off the
looked
grid
up-
at that point.
I was gonna say I looked up my name and I did find myself, but also
Your name's a
I
bit
pro-
more unique.
It's a little more unique. I've also Googled myself before, so it makes sense that it would like pull up stuff. Like it pulls up from like my LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, I've been on there multiple times. You know, like it's more likely. But still, it's like a photo, and then it's a bunch of random white dudes again. Yeah. If you're not like a celebrity or a like long time hardened criminal, like an important criminal, like I'm not talking you have DUIs or you sold drugs or whatever. We're talking like you've like made an impact.
You've done
to
some
more than like 10 people.
You've done some bad things to good people.
A Walter White. Or
a cooker,
other
some would say.
Mm-hmm.
A cooker that does more than just cooking.
Oh yeah, he does a killing. He does the knocking.
Yeah, Chad, do you know what Walter White is?
He's a guy. He's a chemist.
An old man.
He is an old man.
This is me trying to segue into something.
Oh, okay, cool. I like segues.
This is a thought I had yesterday.
Good for you.
Probably won't be a long topic. I don't know. Depends what thoughts you have.
We'll
I'm getting to that age now where
no.
if I need to stand up from the couch, I will grunt very loud, and I hate it. I noticed it yesterday.
I've embraced it years ago because I feel like it's kind of fun. Almost.
Yeah.
Like it's like you've earned it.
Fair enough.
My girlfriend makes fun of me for it. She's like, damn, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just getting up. We're like,
yep,
it's great.
No, I did it. I did it yesterday, getting off my couch. No, I visibly had to stop and have a reality check, like Daniel 22. Get a grip, lad.
That's fantastic. I love it. No, I'm here for the big grunt.
Yeah, I think the best. I'm tall, so I have to. It's further for me to get up. It's more effort, so I feel like I have to put in that extra oomph, to get there.
I work on my feet all day.
You're tired.
So I'm usually, my back hurts a little bit. Like not bad, but I could always give it a good stretch.
Yeah.
And I do. But I can always give it a little grunt.
Yep.
Can always do it. I'm here for it. See, Dan, what you need to do is you got to get yourself a nice lazy boy recliner, a nice leather recliner.
I used to have those growing up. They go off.
They're great.
They're comfy as fuck, man.
My parents' old one. The reason I have my parents' old one is because my mom didn't want it in the house because it looks ugly. And it's kind of true.
This is literally a Friends episode.
Is it?
When Chandler moves into Monica's apartment, he brings in his leather lazy boy, and she's like, I don't want that disgusting monstrosity in my living room.
I feel like it's a classic, very harmless, just man versus woman kind of thing. And obviously it's generalized. But I think I've looked at my girlfriend, I'm like, yeah, we should bring this. And she's like, we can talk about it. She'll let me do it, obviously, if I'm really stern about it. I might end up
put it in your gaming room, put it in your man cave.
Put it in the man cave.
You'll get away with it.
What's funny is I don't really sit in it that often. That's mainly just the positioning where it is in my house. It's not in front of the TV.
It's what am I trying to think of? You don't use it often, but when it's for the moments.
When you do, it's a special
occasion when you sit in it. Yeah, exactly.
You ever fall asleep in one of those things?
Maybe when I was younger, I think probably.
I think if I got older, I could do it.
Is yours one that when you go back and recline, it locks in reclined?
Yeah, I can lock in.
Okay, because my old ones that we used to have when I was younger, you'd have to kind of somewhat forcefully put pressure on it the whole time.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't lock
this
into
one
place.
Locks.
Yeah, so
it's
I think
got one of the levers.
Yeah, our one has a handle when you just kind of lean a bit. It locks to a certain position, but it doesn't lay all the way back all the time.
Okay.
So I think maybe that's why. But yeah, no, lazy boy
locks.
recliners
you
are great.
Could rock in it, but they're great.
I'd be down to get another one at some point.
You should.
Yeah. Also, on a hot summer's day, maybe not too hot that you're sweating, but the cool leather on your skin is just sublime.
Oh, it's so good.
It hits.
Grab a nice cold beer. Turn on the Sunday football game. That's the ultimate American dad experience right there.
We sound 40 years old.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about my dad, who I do adore. And I aspire to have that dadism of the You sit down to watch the footy. You put on you have your recliner. You're lying down. Maybe the amount
beer.
of times got your beer. You got maybe some like chips and guac.
Got your old ball and chain in the kitchen, eh?
Got the old ball and chain. I always love that joke because I love my girlfriend dearly. But every once in a while
Do you
with
use
other
it?
guys, not to her because I value my life.
Fair enough. Smart
I'll
man.
do it with other guys every once in a while,
Yep.
especially like if we're all hanging out, like just the guys, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like they all have girlfriends. Be like, night out without the ball and chain, and I get a chuckle out of them. They wouldn't make the joke, but I get a chuckle. Out
That's
of them.
good. That's good.
I don't know why. There's just something funny about it.
It is.
I think it's funny because I don't believe that. Like
No,
I don't
no,
actually
it's
feel that
stupid.
way. It is stupid, but it's just so funny.
I think the whole like aesthetic around like obviously in the time it was bad and probably abusive, but like
Sure.
of like the typical like a man in like a 60s household, something's really funny to me. Like wearing a wife beater. Having your wife
Just Marlon Brando.
yeah, exactly. That's like
That's all I imagine.
when 20s was he famous? Like 30s?
A
while ago.
Well, he was an actor for a while.
Yeah, true, of course.
when
I'm
was
thinking of
Marlon
Streetcar Named
Brando?
Desire. I think that was like
Okay, so
28?
that was probably in. Oh god, I don't know when they made that.
1951.
I was gonna say they made it later. I think it was written in the 20s.
Yeah, I think it's set there as well. It
Yeah,
makes
it's
sense.
written and set in the 20s. The film came later.
50s.
I gotta say, I mean, like he looked good in that movie.
Oh no,
Like a young
he's
Marlon
hot.
Brando, good looking
hot.
guy. Very very classic, like traditional
Man.
looking dude.
Yeah,
He was just like beefy.
he was.
He had good hair. He had the right amount of muscle.
hmm
Maybe a shitty person. I can't remember if Marlon Brando.
I think
is a
I've
good
heard
person or not.
stories of him being a bit
I
of an
think I've
asshole.
heard that he's not great.
But
But
then
he's
he
a
wa-
floating head in those Superman movies.
He was. I think he was just like a really big womanizer, which doesn't surprise me
sense.
whatsoever.
He is a man that was born in 1924. So
Exactly.
in
Apparently,
Omaha, Nebraska.
he was an activist. I don't know what for exactly.
Yeah, what for? What did he act?
Hey, like when
Okay,
he's
well,
when he
now
searches his
we're looking this
Wikipedia page, it says Marlon Brando Jr. was an American actor and activist.
What was he an activist about?
I'm intrigued.
Oh,
Because
interesting. He was an activist for many causes, notably the American Civil Rights Movement and various Native American causes.
oh, that's nice.
Good for you, Marlon Brando,
Good man.
who's now long dead. It's like 20. It's been like 20 years since he died.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah, no, he died in 04, I think. What I
Do
saw.
I just look up Marlon Brando bad question mark? Let's see what I get out of that. They didn't give. Was Marlon Brando always a jerk or only after he got rich?
Oh, intriguing.
No one's giving me an answer I can quickly skim.
Ah, well.
That's fine.
We'll
He
just
was
assume-
probably like a big movie star that was kind of a
He was, yeah, he's like,
Probably
fame got
womanizing.
to his head a bit. It
Yeah.
happens, whatever.
It happens. I mean, happens to you, Dan. You used to be a kind-hearted. You were never sarcastic or mean.
You know that's a
Now look
fucking
at you.
lie, you little
Yeah,
bitch.
that's such a lie. You're the exact same.
Yeah, no, I have not changed a single bit.
And we love that.
In fact, I'm probably more insecure about my fame than ever before. So,
Let's go.
let's go.
We love that.
One other thing I was going to
What were we
mention,
talking about?
you mentioned
yeah.
you mentioned when you talking about Marlon Brando hair, and I
Oh.
got a haircut on Friday.
You did get a haircut. You look nice.
Thank you. So I don't know how this is with you. I know a lot of other guys a lot of other guys have a really intimate relationship with their barbers and hairdressers. It's a part of
I-
a part of our
yeah.
personality, some would say. I'm not that
Sure, yeah.
deep into it, but recently,
No.
for the past year, I had a barber that for the first time in my life I like got really good haircuts from and really enjoyed actually talking to the guy.
Nice.
Usually
we love that.
usually it was just like one or the other, but I like generally really enjoyed going to this guy and getting him a haircut. And he moved back to Sydney in December. So I hadn't had a haircut
Bastard.
since December for 3 months. And since then I've been putting it off and putting it off because the anxiety of going to a new one scares the fuck
Sure.
out of me. One,
Yeah.
because who knows if they're going to give me a good haircut, and two, I don't know if it's
Right.
going to be like awkward or not.
Yeah.
I finally fucking caved and got it. It's
Nice.
decent, possible.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm fine with
looks
it.
good to me.
I just need it cut off. It was way too long. I look like Shaggy from Scooby Doo, like fully. It was.
I don't know
was-
if you can see
it was
this.
getting there.
I'm getting there. I'm in between growing my hair out fully and just fucking shaving it all off. I mean, not shaving it all off, but
I was
getting a lot of it
very
cut.
close to trying a mullet just for the hell of it,
oh my god, please
and then I was like, nah, I can't
do
be
it.
bothered.
I want you to do it. I would think you would. You could potentially look super Australian if you had a mullet.
I'm very tempted at one point, whether it's for like a stream goal or subscriber
Just do
challenge
it.
or something, to
I
do
would love that.
do the mullet and shave off this and just have the mustache. Just go full Aussie.
Oh god, I'd love that.
I'd be very
Can you-
intrigued to
can-
see how I go.
Can you do that?
I have to grow back the fucking back of my head first, but
Yeah, that's true.
I
Okay, so
can-
my birthday's in August. Birthday present? You might be able to get it. I don't know.
The mullet wouldn't be super long. I also have
True.
straight hair. I feel like straight hair mullets don't look as good. You have to like style it a lot more. I'm sure it could.
You
I'm
need
sure
a
it
little
would
curl
work.
with the mullet.
Yeah, I'm like I can use like texture powder or shit to kind of get it.
Sure, yeah, that's totally possible.
But yeah, I would be interested. I've never been a fan of mullets and the whole like Aussie mullet mustache style. But at some point, I'm just like
Yeah.
I've been rocking the same type of shit for ages. Let me just
Sure.
switch it up.
So I think the mullet is bad. However, it scratches an itch almost. Where you're like, I wouldn't do it, but goddamn, that's good.
Mm.
But also I feel like it's one of those things where I see a guy with a mullet and I'm like, hell yeah. And then I talk to them and I'm like, eh.
Yeah,
Not
that's
always.
the
There's
thing. I don't
obviously
think
there's-
I fit the mullet personality either. I don't think it's me.
There's a guy that I work with that had a mullet for a while, and he came in and he was like, he's a good looking dude, but he came in and he was all short, and I was like, what happened to the mullet? He's like, I had to cut it off. He's in college, so he's like, I gotta look for. He's like, I'm applying for jobs. I have to look professional.
That's
I'm
fair.
like, yeah, that's fair.
To be fair, the mullet in the
Mullet.
past few years has developed a lot nicer. It used to be really bad.
True.
Like the modern mullet that people are getting now does look quite presentable and quite good.
And it's a lot more accepted as well. The
Exact-
mullet is
exactly.
a weird thing that has come back.
Because like when I was younger, before I left Australia for Germany, whenever I saw people with mullets in Australia, it was like the bogan Aussies, like the rednecks of Australia.
Yeah.
They would just rock
Yeah.
it because
Well,
and they look
it's
vile.
the same here.
They look like rats.
It's
and
definitely
then-
the same here.
And then I came back and it was like everyone either has it or loves it. Like
Yeah.
every white Australian girl would sell their own 2 kidneys and living fucking kids in the future for a man with a
Yeah.
fucking mullet. It's ridiculous.
I think it's funny. I've had someone describe to me that there's like a hick mullet and a gay mullet, and I think that's just a really funny concept.
That's funny. Yeah.
That they're two very opposite peoples,
Yeah.
and they've come together to share this nice thing.
Yeah, because the hick mullet is just like it's just like straight down the back. It's very flat.
Yeah.
Like there's not much
Yeah.
there's not much poof to it. And then I guess the
Sure.
gay mullet is the more like
There's a little more to it.
poof, like curled up, going
Yeah, it's
around,
got
kind of
some
like you know, like the
curls.
Curtis Connor,
Yeah.
like that type of mullet.
That's a good mullet.
He's a decent one.
It's decent.
Laser Beam is a mullet. He's more of like a hick bogan mullet, but he's also just a bogan, so it kind of works for him, to be honest.
Who's Laser Beam?
Very famous Australian YouTuber.
Oh, I see. Let's get a. Oh, do I recognize this man?
You've probably seen him before at some point. He's
I
pretty.
feel like I recognize.
He has like
him.
over 20 mil subs. He's been in some Sidemen videos. He's been in some Mr. Beast
gotta-
videos.
Okay, he looks familiar. I gotta look him up with a mullet.
I don't know if he still
Okay,
has
it's like a shorter mullet.
one. Yeah.
I really appreciate the mullet where like sides are shaved.
Yeah,
but like
I agree.
it goes down. That's a good. I'm here for that. It's a better look. I don't
Yeah.
think I could rock a mullet.
No.
I think
I think changing my
think
hairstyle is
my-
one thing I'm always very scared of. I've had this type of hair, like I grow it out, gets longer, but I've had this rough style for like 6 years now, and then before that I had like a much longer, like almost like old school Justin Bieber, like fringe type look for like 6
Oh, yeah.
years.
yeah, I remember that.
I'm terrified to switch it around, man. I just
I feel that I'm like kind of attempting this where I'm like, it's weird. I really don't want to do a middle part, but it's like, it's not, see, the thing is, it's not the middle because the middle's like here and it's kind of parting here.
yep.
my girlfriend's looked at me and she's like, you know, you have curly hair, right? I'm like, I've never curled my hair. She's like, yeah, but if you like did the right things, like your hair could actually be at the very least wavy, if not like somewhat curly. Like you can kind of see it now.
Yeah, no, it's
I've actually
now.
like, I let it like naturally dry, put conditioner in it and like let it sit for a while. I go back and forth because I'm like, I could do something with this and I like the look. But then I'm like, every once in a while, I'm like, just cut it all off.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna get hot, and I'm gonna be like, nah, this is gone.
That's what happened to me pretty much. Yeah, I think my hair's a bit of wave. You can't really see it when it's short. I imagine similar to you. When it's short, you don't notice it.
When it's short, it's hard.
I can't really do a middle part because my hairline. This is gonna look stupid now. But like my hairline does like peak a bit. It's like I don't think I'm balding. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know, it just recedes a little bit. That's
yeah.
fine.
I think that's pretty. I think most guys recede at least a little bit. It might stop there though. But like, because of that, like if I middle part, it's like it's weird. It's like this peak in the middle and then it goes over the sides. So it doesn't really work. So it's better for me just to stick with this side thing. I also tried a bit of a fringe. At times, my hair's a bit short to do it now and looking good. But I don't know. Hairstyle's a weird thing. I feel like it shouldn't matter as much as it does mentally to me. Like it's something like it's one thing that like. It's extremely easy to change. Probably as easy as like changing clothes in the morning. You just put it in a different style. But for some reason, I just can never get anything else to look good. I guess it's one of those things that once you're used to something, you like can't see yourself any other way.
True. It's also like once you master something, it's like hard to move away from it.
Exactly.
It's like, well, this is how I do it. And like, I'm kind of trying this. And it's like, I think it's working for me. I've been enjoying it. But I'm like, this is completely... I just kind of let it dry. I mean, I move it around a little bit. I move it back. My hair all wants to go forward, but
yeah. I also live like a very low effort life. Like if there's something I have in a routine that's very low effort to do, and if I want to change it, it's a lot of effort. I probably just won't ever. It's like I'll wear like similar clothes, put my hair in the same fucking way, have the same like rough daily routine. Like it's when things start getting like effort based, I'm like, ugh, too much energy, can't be asked.
Can't do it. I feel that. I don't know. I change it up a little bit every once in a while.
Yeah, I try it occasionally.
Because you got to. I mean, I didn't have this mustache. Like, I think I started growing it like last year.
Yeah. No, it's true.
I was always shaving my mustache because I hated that in between phase of like.
Yep. No, you're not wrong.
The in between phase is the worst. It's the same with growing hair out. It's just you're like it's not long enough to look good. But it's also not short enough not to notice it. It's bad.
Yeah, that's the one thing that does scare me about like shaving this. If I want to get it back again, it's gonna look so weird for a while.
Yeah, but it'll grow back quick. I think relatively quickly, right?
I don't know, to be honest. My hair doesn't grow that fast. I only have to shave like I shave like under here and like the sides like only like once every like 4 days or something.
Yeah, I'm about the same. I contemplate the beard. It grows in really patchy. I've tried it a couple of times.
Yeah, same.
It grows in patchy, and I'm like, I got here really good. It's like really patchy around here, and it's like cool. So the spot where I want it to be isn't working.
Do you know who Jay Schlatt is?
I recognize the name. I need to look that up.
Type in Jay Schlatt. He has that style, and he rocks it hard. I think just one day he decided to grow it because he looks like a bit of a serial killer, and he's just like, fuck it. Just going to keep it.
I love that. It is the like sideburns into the it's not connected, I don't think.
No, it's not connected. It's the mutton chops, but it's the really big sideburn mutton chops and the mustache.
Yeah. I see what I got to do, and it doesn't grow around here a whole lot. I'd love to just get the chops and then connect it to the mustache.
Yep.
That's a real look. I'm
sure you'd get props in your relationship for that one.
I'm sure my girlfriend would absolutely love that and not hate it whatsoever. Nor would my parents make a lot of fun of me.
Exactly.
But it'd be fun.
It would be fun. You should do it.
Speaking of fun mustaches, I have a weird story that I'm going to tell. Okay. Actually, it's not that weird, but it's a weird segue. So, are you aware of Hulk Hogan?
I know of the man. Yep.
He's got a cool mustache. He's got some good facial hair. He's got the like real big handlebar.
Yep.
So Hulk Hogan owns a lot of property in Clearwater, Florida. a Clearwater, very interesting place. It's near Tampa. It has a really big Scientology church.
Hell yeah.
And it's got beaches.
Okay. So it's on the coast.
It's on it's on the coast of Florida. And my parents grew up there. Well, so my dad, at some point in his 20s.
So your parents are
was in a surf-
Scientologists, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Continue.
They're very, very into it. So my dad goes into a surf shop for what, I don't know, you're in Florida, you just do it, right?
Yep.
And Hulk Hogan's there. Pretty cool.
As you do.
I don't know if he owned it or if he just was there. I think he was just there. And essentially, he convinced my dad to buy a wakeboard. You know what a wakeboard is?
Yep. I'm just trying to. It's a weird interaction.
Yeah, it's a really weird interaction. It's like the one story, because my dad will like fib a little. He'll stretch the truth.
Yeah, of course.
On his
You have
stories
to.
because it's fun. Because it's fun. This is the one where like I'm like, is this real? And he's like, this is completely real. And I look at my mom, because my mom will usually look at me and be like, he's full of shit. She's like, no, this is completely and entirely true. And I know this. I have seen that wakeboard. We had that wakeboard when I was a child. He sold it at some point.
Should have got a signature.
No, what he should have done, he should have gotten the signature.
Yeah.
And that's the thing he always says. He's like, should have had him sign it. Should have held on to it. I should have sold it for money.
Yeah.
Because I think he's like, yeah, I don't really think I got my money.
Should have been like, hey, Hulk, if you force me to buy this, I'm getting a fucking signature. Better give it to
signature. Me. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have.
It's a fun little.
That'd be a really cool piece of like signed memorabilia, a wakeboard from Hulk Hogan. Because it's like it's not like you're getting like, I don't know, like a WWE
like a picture
shorts
sign.
or picture.
Yeah,
it's something like not tangential to like his career. It's something quite interesting.
Yeah,
it's like if you got Messi to sign your tennis racket. It's just a bit weird.
Yeah,
kind of cool.
True.
Though.
Messi to sign your snowboard.
Yeah. Okay. Question.
If
you could get a signature from any one celebrity on any one item, what would you want?
Oh gosh, there's so many celebrities out there.
There are.
Gosh, I feel like I'd have to pick one. Like I couldn't think about it too long. I just have to be like, it'd be this guy. You got any thoughts on it? Or we're gonna sit here and ponder for a little bit?
So there's two ways you can go. You can go for profit, or you could go for passion.
Sure. Passion. Profit, couldn't care less.
Fair enough.
I mean, like, I'd be cool. Money's cool and all that. But I don't know how much a signature goes for.
I'm assuming if I got a signed baseball card of who's the Japanese player that recently got a big deal?
Oh, Ohtani.
If I got a signed Ohtani baseball card, held on to it for like 50 years and sold it, surely that goes for a good amount.
That's probably worth some good money.
I don't think baseball cards are as big as they used to be, but baseball cards used to be fucking huge.
Yeah.
It's like, or like, I don't know. I feel like football signatures don't really go for that much. Maybe like basketball or
or like baseball. Not baseball.
Max Verstappen is like a 20-minute walk from me right now. I'm sure in a hotel somewhere. I'll get him to sign like a helmet or something.
Go to every hotel in your area and just knock on doors. Go to all the nice ones.
Yeah. Well, the Crown is next to me. I wouldn't be surprised if they were there.
There you go.
Crown's a big hotel. But yeah, Max Verstappen signed like helmet or like gloves or like a wheel
That'd
or something.
That'd be pretty cool.
Selling that in like 10 years, that'd probably go for a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know. I could see myself getting it signed by, I don't know why weirdly a normal celebrity doesn't appeal to me, like an actor or that kind of thing.
Yeah, me neither. I think sports people
sports or like a musician, if there's like a musician. Like something signed by All Time Low.
Yeah. A signed guitar.
I got a signed bass guitar.
That'd be sick.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be hella cool.
Pretty cool. I'd put it in a case. I'd never touch it.
Give me a signed. I was going to say Hayley Williams. She doesn't really have like an instrument. She does play the piano or keyboard sometimes.
You could always just do a guitar.
Guitar signed by Hayley Williams. Kind of cool. Oh my god, profit! Fucking get me a Taylor Swift signature. Jesus.
Oh my god.
You could get millions.
Make good money. The Swifties would go crazy.
They'd go nuts.
No, but get a signed Taylor Swift something of like something weird. Not like I don't know, something super redneck.
Oh, I'll take a Polaroid picture of a potato and then get her to sign that.
That'd be pretty funny. They'd find a way to be like, well, actually, the symbolism in this is pretty strong.
Yeah, because the potato looks like Taylor's ex-boyfriend, and she hates him.
I could see that. She does hate him.
Yeah. Does she like? Does she like any of her exes? I'm pretty sure
I think some of her exes are like, yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I think some of them ended fine and some of them didn't.
Because I remember
but also I don't know anything.
I remember on the come up when Taylor had like never ever getting back together, like blow up initially. Everyone back then was just like, this chick just like hates all her exes. That's all she does.
I don't think so. Like, I think Tom Hiddleston, she was like, it's fine. It's weird because he's like way older than her.
Yeah, I think Jake Gyllenhaal's the one that has to get the most shit.
Jake Gyllenhaal's the one that people fucking hate.
They can't stand him. Which is funny because I love Jake Gyllenhaal. He seems like a great guy.
He seems like a really weird guy.
He does. He seems fucking weird as shit, but he seems funny.
Like a fucking weird.
I
mean, he's funny in interviews, I guess.
I think my favorite genre of actors is people who have become really famous, but they feel like they don't deserve to be there. Ryan Gosling is like the best example of them. Every clip I see Ryan Gosling in, he's like, how the fuck did I end up in this situation? He just seems so confused at all times.
Such a movie star.
I love it.
Such a movie star. We love Ryan Gosling.
Like, I think there's a clip of like, there's an interview with he was like eating snacks from somewhere, and the whole time, because of the cereal meme that went viral years ago, he's like covering his mouth while eating the whole time. It's great.
What a guy.
Go on.
Ooh.
I was gonna switch.
I was gonna say, I do feel like a wrestler would be fun because I just think wrestling is fun.
Yeah, that's sick.
I feel like weirdly sports people, because I feel like a lot of them are like they're big personalities.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, wrestling is like the biggest personality because the whole point is that you're basically acting as like a very interesting person,
like John Cena or something.
Like John Cena, I like John Cena. He seems like a really cool guy.
Speaking of John Cena, I watched a movie with him in recently.
Yeah, what'd you watch?
Ricky Stenicki.
Oh yeah, how is that? I've been seeing like
genuinely loved it. I thought it was fucking great.
It's him, it's Zac Efron, and two other guys. I can't remember what their names.
Zac Efron, the guy from the Bad Friends podcast, Andrew Santino.
Oh yeah.
Good comedian.
What is it called? Ricky
Stenicki.
Stenicki. Okay.
It's not cinema. But it's not supposed to be.
Sure.
Not
everything is supposed to be like cinema.
It's like a Hangover type movie in a sense. It's
a comedy.
There's a comedy. There's these three guys who have been friends since childhood, and it starts with this like good opening scene of like they did a prank to the neighbors and accidentally set their house on fire. Okay. So to cover their asses, one of them took off their like flannel like jacket, and they had a marker on them. So they wrote on like the collar of the flannel, Ricky Stenicki. And then throughout their whole childhood, adulthood, up until their adults, every time something went wrong, every time they wanted to get out of something, every time they wanted to do something with an excuse, and say, "Oh, it's Ricky Stenicki." And eventually, at some point, they start to get caught up in the lie. So the whole plot of the movie is they hire John Cena's character to play Ricky Stenicki. They have this book where they've written down like all the different things that Stenicki has done over the years, and John Cena's character is this like drunk. He's like a drunk, messed up person in Atlantic City that sings like dirty songs at a casino for a living. He's like a fucking absolute mess of a person.
Yeah.
But like he gets this gig to play Ricky Stenicki, and he seems like he's going to be a mess, but he fucking kills it in every respect, and the movie goes on from there. It's incredible. Great movie. I had a fantastic time.
I'm gonna have to give it a watch. I saw a trailer for it, and I'm like, I like these people. They're all interesting. Yeah. John Cena's funny.
Yeah, I think he's one of the most underrated comedy actors at the moment. He's generally so fucking funny. I think because
he's great.
Because of the wrestling background, he has like such good stage timing and performances.
Yeah.
He's so good at it.
I mean, wrestling is a sport plus acting.
Yeah, exactly.
Like The Rock is a big actor. I kind of feel like The Rock is like the same character. I think The Rock is too much of an ego.
He's by far the worst of all like the wrestling actors.
That I like of like The Rock, John Cena, and Dave Bautista. The Rock is the worst. The Rock is entertaining.
It goes like Batista, John Cena, and then down to the floor. Batista is incredible.
He's
like,
great.
Have you seen Blade Runner?
I've seen the part that he's in.
That's all you need. Then he's
got
great in that
halfway
part.
through Blade Runner, and I was getting really tired, and I stopped watching it. I need to rewatch it. It's on my,
Yeah.
it's on my
Like,
list.
he's in that
great.
movie.
He has like a 10-minute part.
Yeah, he's in the movie for 10 minutes.
Fantastic.
Incredible. The Rock would never submit himself to a role that
God,
small.
no.
He wouldn't let himself.
Well,
That's how you know
the
Dave
problem
Bautista's like a
is-
serious actor because
yeah.
he's happy doing a small part.
And he's great in Dune. He's fantastic in both Dune movies, which you need to watch.
Haven't seen him.
If you don't like, if you don't like Star Wars, cool, whatever. Watch Dune. It's so good.
No, I really do want to.
No, I
got
know.
around to it.
They're better. It's like I've seen people who are like, "Holy shit, this is what it felt like when like Empire came out."
I've seen people saying like, "Oh shit, this is what Star Wars should have actually been like."
Yeah, it's really good. It's what modern Star Wars should have been like.
Yeah.
I think original Star Wars, the first two, and even the third one, are like fantastic.
Fair enough.
But like they're very much of their time. Like it's a lot of what's the word? Not CGI, practical.
Right. Yeah. Practical
I could
effects.
get it. It's a lot of practical stuff. It looks really great. It's a unique story. It's really like it's great.
Well, it's kind of like
Modern Star Wars should just be what Dune is.
It's kind of like the old Planet of the Apes versus the new Planet of the Apes. They went from like all like
very different
real like aesthetic makeup and shit to like
prosthetics and all
full
that.
CGI.
Yeah,
Which, to be fair,
and
I
also
haven't,
the stories are just bad in the new Star Wars.
yeah, I haven't
That's
seen
whatever.
I haven't seen the newest Planet of the Apes, but apparently the
Me
new
neither.
trilogy, like the modern trilogy, is like extremely highly rated, which I didn't realize it was. I like the
Interesting.
movies. I
Like
didn't realize how well they were received though.
Like the James Franco ones.
James Franco's in the first one, and then he's not in the rest of them.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who
I've
they
seen
switched to. I want to say
maybe
they
the
switched
first one.
to Mark Wahlberg for some reason. I don't think it is though.
Fucking, of course they would.
I don't think it
the
is.
Action Man.
For some reason, I just wanted to say that.
Good old Marky Mark.
In 2011 is the movie with James Franco. In 2014 is the movie with Andy Serkis, Jason Clarke.
Andy Serkis plays the monkey. I know that.
I think it's Jason Clarke then is the other actor. I might be wrong.
Oh god, there's so many Planet of the Apes movies. Planet of the Apes, the one that came out in 2001, has Mark Wahlberg in it.
That's the one I'm thinking
also-
of. Yeah,
Helena Bonham Jr. and Tim Roth.
it's a pretty good
Michael
cast
Cla-
to be
okay,
honest.
that's a good. Paul Giamatti. Pretty
Not
good.
bad.
That is a good cast. Chris Christopherson, just a real name.
It's a great name.
It is a good name.
The original one's still the best in my opinion.
Haven't really seen any of them.
It's great. The 1968 one is It's
Yeah.
probably my top 10 favorite films of all time. Like I
Interesting.
haven't really gone through a list in a while, but I'd probably put that in there.
Sure.
I just think it's fantastic.
Huh. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I should give it a watch at some point.
Yeah, it's
I watched,
it's a very slow movie compared to like
Sure.
modern cinema,
Yeah.
but it's good.
You know, I watched a movie of your people the other day.
Oh,
Mad Max Fury Road.
I was gonna say, don't say Lord of the Rings. I swear to God.
That would be funny because it is truly of your people, Dan. No, I watched Mad Max Fury Road. That was really good. Have you seen it?
Nope.
You should give it a watch. It's like you watch like a modern action movie, like you watch a Marvel movie and you're like, this is good, but it just feels like empty.
Yeah.
I watched Mad Max and I was like, oh, this is why it feels empty. It's because this is really good. And there's an art style that's not super generic. And
Oh
there's
God.
characters that are like all of the protagonists are flawed very much in their own way. Like Max, who's played by
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, is like insane for most of the movie and kind of all of the movie.
Oh, he is Mad Max. That is, it's in the name.
He's mad. He's a mad guy. Like there's obviously good guys and bad guys in this, but you know,
The lines are blurred
they're
a bit.
all
It's
the
more
lines are blurred
realistic.
a bit. It's also like an apocalyptic world.
Yeah,
It's
true.
like, yeah, their good and bad is gonna be a little different from everyone else's good and bad.
Yeah, I think you made a good point earlier. Like I will say, I like a lot of the Marvel films, probably not the recent ones, as much as the next guy.
No.
But the one thing that Marvel have, like them having such a monopoly on like the action like part of cinema is that you very rarely see like unique art styles and takes on the genre.
Yeah.
Which is sad, which is why I really like anime, because that's very different. And then like recently you got stuff like The Boys, Invincible, who are also taking a unique spin on it that is
The
really
Batman.
good. The Batman.
That was pretty good.
That was really good.
That very much is stylized and is very good. I think we're coming around with film a little bit. Like I think Marvel blew up by like 2012. It was like the Avengers came out, it was fucking everyone was into it. And then everyone was still into it because the storyline was still pretty good. But movies kind of, maybe not movies generally started getting worse, but like
I think
post
2018, post Endgame, it fell off a fucking cliff.
People got real lazy. And obviously, I think COVID made a difference because people started making a movie and then lost a bunch of money because they stopped. And then they just wanted to put stuff out. And it's like, movies take multiple years. So it makes sense if a couple years after COVID, things are still not as good.
Yep.
But all of a sudden, movies are starting to get a whole lot better. Like,
They
I've
are.
watched a bunch of new movies from this year. Barbie was good. Oppenheimer was good. Poor Things, fantastic. It's so fucking weird. I loved it. It was great. The Holdovers was really good. I watched that recently. Like tons of like good movies that are all not Marvel or any cinematic universe. They're all like private independent movies.
I was gonna say it feels
Fantastic.
like we're coming into an age of like where, and this might be a product of us getting older, could be a product of just like, because Marvel's so popular for so long, these movies did exist, but we just didn't see them in popular light. But like, we're getting a lot more like very serious tones, like older movies about like adults.
Yeah.
Like Dune is a very like more like serious toned older movie. Stuff like Poor Things, it like wouldn't be as popular 10 years ago because Marvel would have just dominated the whole entire fucking sphere, probably. So I'm glad we're coming back into kind of more like I won't say a golden age just yet, but I feel like we're getting back to good stuff recently.
I think Marvel and maybe other action movies, we're starting to pump out really like big, but like maybe not as good things. And people were like, we can do this. And then we had like a good 5-10 years of like just put out stuff that related to anything that was interesting.
It was just a
like
trend.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like Michael Bay movies are like fine. It's like just if it relates to something, if it's a sequel, if it relates to anything that is good, make it.
Yeah, like
it's like
you can pretty much put all the Avengers films, a lot of DC films, Fast and Furious, Ninja Turtles, Transformers. You can kind of put them all into the same rough category of like big action with big booms going on and cool music
and big stars
and big
that's
stars.
it.
Yeah, but I'm.
I mean, it's kind of fun. I'm glad that we're turning around. It's funny. I can't think of anything sadly, but there's some movies where like I've seen people review them and they're like, honestly, I don't even think this should be a movie. Like they'll be like, I don't know. I'll give an example, like a Transformers movie or something like that, where they're like, if you took Transformers out of the name, is it really a probably not Transformers. I don't think that's a good example. But there's some movies where it's
Fast and Furious. I think like the past like 4 don't relate to what the series was. It's not Fast and Furious.
I came up with my idea. The Joker.
Okay.
If you took the name Joker out of it and I don't know, slightly changed the characters, it has nothing to do with DC.
You're not wrong.
It's a good movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, because you could easily just advertise it and market it as just like a psychological thrill or something with a guy that just turns insane.
Because that's what it is. But they market it as Joker because it's like, well, DC is popular, comics are popular.
Yep.
Make a solo movie, and it's like you take away the name Joker. Probably wouldn't have done as successfully if we're being honest. Because advertising would be really easy for it.
Yep. And people love the Joker.
And people love the Joker.
To be honest, even to some extent, even the Batman, if you change plot elements of like obviously him not being a Batman, being the Batcave, you just make him like a different type of vigilante. Obviously, people are gonna equate it to Batman anyways.
Yeah.
But like even like that, you could because of the stylistic change and like going more down the detective route for a lot of the movie, you could very much make it not a Batman film.
You could have made it not Batman. It's a little further from I think what I'm saying, but you make the point of like I think there's some movies where honestly someone comes up with a script and then they pitch it to like, I don't know, Warner Brothers, and they're like, we can attach this to one of our IPs and just fudge some things. Now, I mean, we're not really putting out good examples because I kind of mean bad movies, and we both named kind of good movies.
Yeah.
But I think there was a period in there where like every once in a while you'd see a movie and you're like, this is like, if you take out the character, like if you just change the name of the character and maybe make them slightly different, this is not at all like a movie that is for this character.
I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to think of an example. I feel like what is it? Oh fuck, what's that Marvel movie? Hold on, I'm trying to bring up a list of
I could
movies.
just start listing Marvel movies.
It's the Eternals.
Iron
I feel
Man.
like the Eternals
Oh, I
could
forgot
it's
about
just
that.
it's just a superhero movie. I know the Eternals are an actual set of
Yeah.
characters in Marvel comics and everything, but like there's nothing that links
Good.
them to the MCU really, like at all, pretty
Not
much.
at all.
And
It was a weird flop.
and since then, there's not been anything that's linked them back either. There's a giant fuck off like space celestial sitting in an ocean somewhere in Iceland, and just
Mm-hmm.
no one's mentioned it.
Never mentioned it, never talked about it. Well, I feel like the MCU's kind of done that. When something flops, they're like, we're just going to ignore that one. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's definitely some stuff in the MCU that they've just ignored.
Is Madam Web in the MCU?
Nope, that is the
Okay.
Sony verse.
Good.
Which is, I think at this point, Venom, which is like done all right.
It's decent. It's enjoyable.
It's decent. It's like,
It's a fun film to watch.
it's one of those things where it's like, it's fun, but it's nothing special. It's nothing new. It's formulaic.
I think Tom
it's
Hardy
like-
and Venom's like their relationship is the best part of the movie. They have a good dynamic.
Yeah.
The story is like nothing special though.
Yeah. It's Venom, which was like, it's fine. It's not enough to like, if that's your strongest movie in your like universe, not
Concerning.
great. It's Madam Web and it's Morbius.
What a lineup.
That is currently the Sony universe. I know they're making a Craven movie with Aaron Taylor Johnson. He
Yep.
was Quicksilver, and also in Bullet Train.
Yes. And he's also going
Better-
to be
I
the
should-
new James Bond, apparently.
I'm here for that. He looks suave
Yeah.
as he's gotten older.
I think when I saw a picture of him as Quicksilver and they said he's going to be James Bond, I was like, eh. And then I remembered he's in Bullet
See him
Train.
in Bullet Train,
and he's really
See him in
fucking
Bullet
good in
Train.
that.
You're like, yeah, like he's wearing and he's like, he looks good. He's wearing a suit. He's got some muscle. I'm like, yeah, okay, I can see him as Bond.
Me too. I could fully see it. I kind of wanted them to go with like a Idris Elba or something, but
I like the idea.
I'm fine with it.
I think Idris Elba might be too old. Not too old at this point. He could totally.
Yeah, I mean like that
I
style
think
of
James Bond
actor,
tends
I
to be a
guess
little
though.
younger. I like
Like
Idris Elba quite a
like
lot.
a Daniel Kaluuya maybe could do it, possibly.
Oh,
Kaluuya, sorry, I
Ooh.
always say his fucking name wrong.
Kaluuya.
Kaluuya.
I'm
yeah.
okay with. Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
He could do
we
it.
Could still be mispronouncing it.
He's a great actor. He's in
He's a good actor.
He's in Johnny English, which is basically James Bond.
Is he? Is he in Johnny English?
Apparently, he's Agent Tucker. I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know who that is. But
I've maybe seen it ages ago. Did you ever see Trevor Noah's like sketch on why Black James Bond doesn't work?
no,
It's pretty funny, and obviously, like, don't listen to me, go watch it. But also, I'm gonna do my best to reiterate it.
Okay.
He's basically like, yeah, Idris Elba would be great. He'd be suave. He'd be sophisticated. You know, he's strong. He can be a good James Bond. And then they go to the chase scenes where they're chasing James Bond, and he's like, they're running around. They're like, where is he? And they go, he's there. And they run around for a bit, and they go, where is he? He's there. Because it's like, yeah, if he's running around Germany or like other European countries, it's like a little easier to spot. I mean, I think it's getting a lot better. It's getting a lot more diverse.
yeah.
But it's just a funny bit. Of
I also like to think of, I don't know if he did this in the bit either. I like to think of the joke as old as time is that, black people fast. It's like they're in a chase scene and he just outruns everyone just way too easily and there's no threat whatsoever. They just make that
he
like
didn't make that joke, but
they just make that a point of the movie
Yeah.
that Black James Bond is just like so quick, he just gets away from everyone. It's like
God, what if they?
it's like
what
Black
if they just
Panther
completely
running.
missed the nail? Yeah. What if they just completely missed it and they're like, he's Black James Bond, and they make him super stereotypical?
They give him the
That'd be awful.
they give him
Or like it's subtle, but they're like, you know what sets him apart? and then I don't know, insert a stereotype.
They give him the Miles Morales video game haircut that every black character has.
Oh,
the Killmonger cut.
Did it start with? I think it started with Killmonger.
Yeah, it did. Because every black character in media since then has had that exact same fucking haircut.
There's like, I think probably an Apex and a Overwatch character.
And there's an Arcane character who's League of Legends Arcane.
League of Legends. Yeah, that's true. They're like, damn, this haircut's really cool. Yeah. And I'm white and I know nothing.
Yep. Because there's a lot of black hairstyles, not just one, bro.
There is a multitude.
I love when you go in a video game, the 3 black hairstyles are like shaved, like buzz cut, afro, and that's it.
Yeah. There's nothing else.
Nope.
Maybe dreads.
Maybe if you're lucky.
But I feel like if you're doing dreads these days, it's the like kind of forward.
Yeah.
Swoop or whatever it is. Yeah. The Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of funny. I mean, it's a good haircut, but also don't give all your black characters the same haircut.
No.
Because that means you probably don't understand it.
Yeah. It also makes it very hard to distinguish between a lot of them. Because like there's nothing to stylistically. I mean, I don't mean distinguish. Like you obviously can tell different actors. I mean, like stylistically, there's not much difference between the fucking.
But
characters.
like in a video game,
or like in a video
they
game,
all look the same.
Exactly.
You make them all look the same.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, that is very true. I bought myself a Lego the other day.
Ooh.
Cause fuck it. You want to know what it is?
Sure.
Be weird if you said no.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd do if you said no.
Just cry on the spot.
You want to know what it is? No. Okay, so that's it for today. I got. Actually, I have it. Let me just pull it up. I have it in the background.
Okay.
See if I can reach it without having my headphones. I'm just gonna take my headphones off.
Look at this unprofessionalism. Chad sucks. Put it in the comments, guys. How we doing there, big guy? Got it?
Oh, we're doing great. I got.
Oh, it's a Fender guitar. That's kind of sick.
Fender guitar. So for everyone that can't see it, it's a Lego Fender Stratocaster with a little Fender amp, and I think it's got a little strap, which I'm really curious to see what that's gonna look like. I haven't put it together yet. I got it like a day or two ago.
That's kind of cool.
How
much?
I want to spend the $100.
Okay, that's not bad.
Not bad. It's relative. I haven't spent money on myself in a while. So.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Treat yourself.
Oh yeah, it's also like 1,000 pieces. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna have a really good time with it. Oh yeah, and it has a little guitar stand as well.
You're gonna put it next to your other guitars, make it blend in.
It's way smaller.
I would imagine so.
But I like the idea. That'd be fun. Just be like, hey, which one's real? And they're like, that's the Lego one.
You bring someone over. They're like, hey, you want to play a song? You pick up the Lego guitar.
I pick up that and I just like pretend. I'm like, I just kind of strum. I'm like, yeah, you like that lick? They're like, you didn't do anything.
Or you put on, you just put on like a guitar track on YouTube and just pretend you're playing it on the Lego guitar.
But I really clearly like go to YouTube and like click play and then I just start playing and I'm like, how'd you like that? They're like, you just pulled up the entire music video for Michael Jackson's Thriller. It's like, no, that was the guitar. It's like, there was singing and like a narrator and Michael Jackson. Like,
such a dumb
like,
bit.
no, that was me.
No, that's great.
Nah,
just never mention it. Just like absolutely refuse any sort of.
And anytime someone, so you're like talking to a bunch of friends, they're like, yeah, I went over to his house and did this. Like, that didn't happen. Why would I do that? That's weird.
That's strange.
That's strange.
Come over. I'll show you.
Just come over. I'll show you. And then you do it to another person. Yeah.
Just keep going.
Yeah. Just keep the bit going, and then you just gaslight them.
Mm-hmm. Extremely hard.
That's what we need to do that to friends more often. Just keep gaslighting your friends.
That would be fun.
It's your little daily tidbit.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of daily tidbits.
Oh.
I don't know if you've seen this in like Reels or anywhere else. But there's a TikTok account that I haven't seen it in like a week or so now, but there was a TikTok account that for a while was getting recommended to me a lot and was getting pretty popular.
Okay.
It was basically a page that made like these weird animated videos, kind of in like a weird like kind of like a Bill Wirtz style, but like hyperwave type thing. And they basically animate these characters and give you a daily objective. And they'd always be like really weird things. So it'd be like I don't know if I don't know if I can think of like a thing, but like it'd be like a daily.
Like go to the grocery store.
No, but like no, like a weird. Let me see if I can find
Oh.
examples
I have not heard of this. I'm well intrigued though.
because they're fucking hilarious. I absolutely love them. Let me see if I can just pull it up on TikTok and then I'll just I'll replay it for everyone watching because they're really like they're quite like dumb creative ideas. Some of them like really basic. Some of them are like stuff that will get you looked at considerably strangely by different people. Is it daily objective or daily task? I don't know, something like that.
Weird.
I typed on daily objective, all it's coming up is FIFA. Great. Oh
Get back
no,
into FIFA?
it's today's mission is. That's their like
Oh,
tagline.
okay.
They'll say like today's mission is. So got it here.
Look this up. You should send one for me.
I'll send them to
I'll
you.
watch it later.
Yeah, so this one, the first one I found. Today's mission is find an Italian person and break pasta in front of them. Be warned, they view this as an insult in their culture.
That is a lot weirder.
They will
I
become
could do
enraged.
that. I could legitimately do that.
Text your friend, what's your ETA? We're all waiting for you, and then you turn your phone off.
Oh, that's good.
Just a
I
gas item.
saw kind of related to that. I saw a video that someone was saying like, yeah, like a boomer mom texting, and she's like texting the family group chat, and she's like, "Oh, it looks like Aunt Mildred has passed her driver's license test. I should text the family," and it's just Aunt Mildred passed. Cool. I'm gonna not look at my phone for a day.
That's great.
Could you see anyone in your family doing that?
Mm,
I can see my dad doing
nah,
that.
not really, to be honest. Luckily. Another one I found. Today's mission,
yeah.
go up to a stranger and point at another stranger and say, my friend has a crush on you.
Oh, that's good. I like that. I like these. These are fun.
Like I'll show you on like I won't show it on like video, but on like our camera. This is like the style they do it in. It's quite it's quite cool.
Oh, I think I have seen those.
It's really unique. Like they're good fun. They're some of my favorite videos.
I think I have seen those. Those are quite good.
But yeah, the daily missions are good fun. Yeah, just type in. They'll probably be on Reels. Just type in today's mission.
I found it. It's today's mission is. I found them.
Yeah. No, they're great. I haven't done any of them, but I've also seen videos of people stitching it on TikTok where they go and do the tasks in public.
That's great.
And it's fantastic. Like
I love that.
People really committing to the bit. I fucking love it.
That's a positive for the internet in a world of a lot of negatives for the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think what I like one thing that I could never force myself to do because I'll cringe insanely, but like are people that like will like record themselves going into stores and just fucking with people, like saying stuff that's completely not true and then leaving.
Horrible.
Like
Don't
nothing
ever
happened.
do that.
I don't mean like bad fucking with people. I mean like a guy. I saw it's an old video I went viral a while ago of a guy basically saying like no one cares what anyone thinks. You can do whatever you want. He goes into a store. I think he like talks about something with the guy. Talks about like says like have a nice Tuesday. Leaves. Doesn't even do anything in the store. And then like the dude says like it's a fucking Friday. He just like,
yeah, I think I've seen that.
Like it's great. I love to do that type of shit more. I think one thing I don't mind doing is this sounds bad out of context, but like occasionally I don't mind like shouting in public in some scenarios, like in weird ways.
Like if you're like yelling at your friends or something like that.
Sometimes, like for example. One, like, you know, like the penis or like the bogey game where like you say it louder and louder each time back and forth.
Yeah.
I saw a Sidemen video where they were doing that in like a public place and they were like really scared to like shout it. I'd scream at the top of my lungs. I would not give a shit. I find it funny.
Yeah.
Or like at a concert. This is a bit more normal at a concert, but like I was at Blink-182 and when they came out, I just screamed at the top of my lungs, I love you. And the people next to me just turned around and looked at me like I just killed them or something.
Nice.
I find that funny because it's relatively harmless as long as you're not doing it next to someone's fucking eardrum. It's relatively harmless.
Yeah, I've definitely been in a concert. It's also if you don't do it that often. I saw Eden, artist we both like, and two people behind me who were definitely on some just screaming at the top of their lungs every single moment they could. Just one of those, wow! But like, I'm not gonna scream, but they were screaming. And I looked at them multiple times like, hey, could you like shut up? They're like, yeah, sorry, man. Like, I didn't like mean to like disturb you. Like, we're just trying to have a good time. And it's like, I don't care. Just shut up.
Yeah.
Don't even give me excuses. Just be quiet. So if you're not doing that, then I'm okay with it.
No, I usually just do it when the band walks out or something. That's about it.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's a normal thing.
Exactly. I enjoy it. It's quite fun
Yeah.
sometimes. Or like, I think I used to sometimes, if I'm with friends as well, like I remember back in Germany when it was like me, you, Alana, friend, and other people hanging out.
Yeah.
If we're walking around at night, sometimes I like to scream because it makes him uncomfortable. Because obviously in Germany, people are very conscious about noise levels at night, and they can get very annoyed. I think,
and Dan is a rebel,
and I'm a rebel. So for walking
hoot.
around at night, I will actively, not often, I'll do it like once in the night. I'll like scream something really loud just to make him rattle in his bones.
Get him.
It's quite funny.
Just make him quake in his boots.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah,
I enjoy it.
yeah. I'm somewhere in the middle of I'm not gonna do that, but I don't mind it.
Yeah, I think with me, like it kind of works similar with the horror movies. If there's someone more uncomfortable with me, I don't mind doing stupid shit. Similar to like in a horror movie. If there's someone more scared than me, I'm like not
Then
scared at
you're
all.
fine.
Like
doesn't
bother
because
me.
you just look at them and you're like, I'm not them.
Yeah,
It's all right.
it's great fun.
Yeah, it is good fun. My mom is disappointed in us.
That's a fucking topic change. Okay.
What a segue! What a segue! I've been waiting to say it all day.
All right. Why?
No, I was talking to her and she's like, she doesn't like that we're doing it every other week.
Okay.
But then
Fair
she'll
enough.
have. She was like, but I listened to it like she's like listed her podcast. She's like, I listened to this one, but it's like I listened to your guys on Tuesday and I listened to this other one on Wednesday when I go to the gym. She's like, you guys didn't put one out this week. I was like, yeah, we're trying to do it every other week because we're like really busy. She's like, but I want to listen to it every week. I'm like, well, that's nice. Like, it's a nice sentiment that my parents are listening to this.
Yeah, that's nice.
My dad's gonna be real chuffed about that dad story. That's gonna.
Oh yeah.
I won brownie points. If I'm not the favorite child after this, I'd be pissed. So, but yeah, my mom wasn't happy about that.
Well, I'm sorry, Jazz.
We're not gonna change anything.
Yeah.
We're not changing anything. We're just
like we might upload
once every other week.
We might upload an extra episode here or there if we have time for it, but it
Sure,
probably won't be
got
a common occurrence.
Yeah,
It's just busy times.
Probably
Busy
not.
times for the peoples.
yeah, and your sleep schedule's awful.
Yeah,
Or
that's
your
the
ability to sleep is awful.
I think the big
That's
thing
really
is
what
that
it is.
the big thing is that because of your work schedule, the main time we can record is really early in the morning for me, and I always have bad sleep
Yeah.
schedule, so it's kind of a
Yeah.
struggle for me to even get to on call half the time.
There's also the whole we're on 2 different continents thing. That'll do it.
Yeah, but no, we'll manage.
For what?
We're managing.
Yeah,
Doing all right.
We're what, like 17 hours apart?
Yeah,
I always do the reverse math because it's way easier to be like, well, you're 7 hours behind me rather than you're 17 hours ahead of me.
I just think like
That math.
I roughly
is more
think like 8
difficult.
hours ahead and then a day behind. That's
Yeah.
roughly about the right time.
Yeah, exactly. And then a whole day. Like you'll be like, it's Sunday. And I'm like, it's Saturday. You fucking weirdo.
Oh, you fucking we.
Oh, I got you,
We're
yeah.
recording this on my Sunday morning because
Ah.
I postponed it because I couldn't get up in time on our usual recording day. And Chad messaged
Yeah.
me like, "Yo, we can record Saturday morning. Get up early." So I was like, Friday night, I was like, "All right, I'm ready to get up early Saturday." And I messaged Chad at like 1 a.m. saying like, "I'll be up in like 6 hours, ready to record." And he's like, "Oh, I meant my Saturday, your Sunday." He didn't specify that.
I just always figured you knew it was.
I'm
mine
gonna
and
read
not-
out the text.
Yeah, okay. Read out the text. In my defense, I work the same schedule, so I always work Friday.
You said to me,
my Friday.
"How early can you get up on Saturday?"
Okay, that's fair.
which to me is my Saturday and not,
No,
not
that's
Sunday.
fair. I'm glad that we had the conversation because you would have woken up.
I would have
and
woken
been
up at 7
pissed
a.m. with like 6 hours sleep for no fucking reason.
and been like, "Hey, let's get on." I'm like, "I'm at work." No.
Yeah. I was lucky.
Yeah,
I'm
that
glad
would've been
I
not fun.
texted.
Yeah, hey, it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart. Communication.
It's key.
We know how to do it.
Yeah.
It is key.
Talk to your friends, kids,
Yeah.
if you have them.
Talk to your friends. Talk to your loved ones.
Yep.
This is a PSA now.
Yeah. Check up on someone. They might not be doing too well.
Check up on some. We sound like, I don't know what we sound like. We sound like something.
We do. That is a good.
We sound like those ads that I feel like would be on like Disney Channel or the like respect ads. I don't know if you ever got those because it's probably a thing in America.
I think I've had similar things, or like the Captain America messages in Spider-Man.
Yeah. It's those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah,
Hon-
hey, we did it.
Honestly, not a bad message to end on. Care about your friends.
No, it's not about
care about your friends.
Care
your
about
loved ones.
people that need to be cared about.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think we're gonna sign off.
We shall.
Bye, Dan.
Bye.
I'll talk to you probably right after this.
Yep.
Bye.
I feel uncomfortable.
Should we just keep waving and staring? Oh God, which camera is it? I think it's this one.
You don't even know.
I never remember which camera it is. Okay, we're done.